What's up, everyone? Big Red 310s here again to talk some Ring of Honor news and notes. First off, I would like to say to everyone who took notice of the fact that I have gained weight, you are in fact right. I have gained weight a good bit. I would say like 22 pounds. But I've lost 6 to 8 of it so far, and I'm going to lose the rest of it. I lost 36 pounds last year, so it's not a big deal for me. But thank you for all those who took notice. I seriously don't take offense to stuff like that. To the trolls that think I do, please message me on Twitter. I have a lot of fun with those guys. Please, begging you. But quickly want to talk about Ring of Honor. All right. I'm going to say some mixed stuff about the Ring of Honor shows, because there was their pay-per-view, which was excellent, and their TV, which I kind of do want to point out a little bit. First, though, I do want to talk about their pay-per-view of the 11th anniversary show. The 11th anniversary show I thought was Ring of Honor's best show since Honor Takes Center Stage Night 1. 2 years, yes. Their best pay-per-view in 2 years. Their best show. I mean, I haven't seen any of their house shows from last year. I have them all right there in that closet. Right there, if you can follow my thumb. Right there, that's where they are. I have them right there. I haven't seen them yet. I'm going to see them once I finish top 100 matches of the year. That's kind of my #1 priority right now. But the Ring of Honor 11th Anniversary show I thought was the best show they've done in 2 years. I thought everything on the show was at least good. Some great double main events, some very good matches. No matches below 3 stars. The opener was a lot of fun, really fast paced, really fun, tons of fun match. ACH is the fucking man. I'm really glad they signed him. His TV match, him and Tadarius Thomas versus the American Wolves, which I've already seen because of the. If you're a ringside, I didn't know how this worked. I thought in order to see the future TV episodes, you had to pay $1.99. I think if you're a ringside member, you get them for free, because I didn't have to pay $1.99. And I saw both next week's episode and the week after. So I think if you're a ringside member, you just get it for free. But the ACH and Tadarius Thomas versus the American Wolves tag team match was the best Ring of Honor television. That match right there is my #3 Ring of Honor match of the year. Like, the only 2 matches I've seen from Ring of Honor all year that were better were the double main event on this pay-per-view. Now, I have yet to see the Hunt for Gold, Defy or Deny 2, or Honor versus Evil, the 3 house shows that they released on iPay-per-view. I'm going to see those after I see their house shows from last year. But I know there were some great matches on those shows. I haven't seen those shows yet. But from what I've seen, which was all the television in this pay-per-view, that was the 3rd best match this year. That match was awesome. That, without question, Tadarius Thomas the best performance in Ring of Honor. Without question. ACH did awesome. The American Wolves are always great. Just a really fun match. But back to the pay-per-view, ACH really stole the show in this match. He was amazing. The crowd was super hot for him before he even entered the match. I'm glad Ring of Honor recognizes what a talented individual he is, because during the Cornette era, at Death Before Dishonor 9, or 11, or 10, I think it's 10, you really couldn't tell how good ACH was because they booked him to have such a short, limited match with Kyle O'Reilly. Whereas in the new Ring of Honor era, you see, and me and my friend Ben Turpin always talk about this, there are no restraints on guys. If ACH can be as awesome as he wants to be and you can notice it, it's not like in the Sinclair days where he's kind of handcuffed and you can't really notice how good he is. And I think Ring of Honor's done a tremendous job of showing how awesome ACH is this year, just in those 2 matches alone. So that was a lot of fun. SCUM versus Coleman and Alexander was good. Coleman and Alexander, I think, little by little, are starting to get more over with the Ring of Honor fans. It's very subtle. It's very subtle. But if you remember their crowd reactions last year, they were very minimal. But I think towards Final Battle, they elevated slightly. And I think here on this show, I'm getting a sense, just based on how they work and how the fans react to their near falls, that the fans are getting more and more into them. I don't think they're there yet. I don't think they should be Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions or anything like that. But I think it's not, it's a process, but I think they're on a good track. I think the fans are really starting to pick up on them. Maybe I'm the only one that's noticed that the fans are kind of starting to get behind Coleman and Alexander. It's at a very minimal level, but it's still there in my opinion. They're making great strides in Ring of Honor. And this was a fun match. Corino and Jacobs are such a fun team to watch. All their matches are at least good. They have a good dynamic between the two, and it creates a fresh, interesting matchup whenever they wrestle another tag team on the roster. Charlie Haas and BJ Whitmer was Charlie Haas's best singles match in Ring of Honor, aside from, I guess, the Davey Richards singles match 2 years ago. That was great. But this was a very fun match. Very brutal. A lot of great weapon near falls. BJ Whitmer took a fucking beating in this match. The finish I did not like, though. at all, actually. It was BJ Whitmer does an exploder on Charlie Haas on top of a ladder, and then Charlie Haas kicks out, and then he just knees him until the ref stops him. The crowd did not know how to react to that finish. They were like, what? And I think if you just had BJ Whitmer pin him, you would have had a big pop, and it would have been a big, more momentous celebration for BJ Whitmer finally slaying Charlie Haas than the finish they did. I get why they did it. They tried to make him look like a killer, like, you know, a ruthless animal. I understand. And I guess also they didn't want to pin Charlie Haas. But in my opinion, you should have just had him pin with the exploder. The crowd would have erupted. It would have been a much better finish. So because of that, I docked the rating a little bit. But it was still a very fun match. I still really enjoyed it. The Wolves versus the Hooligans was everything I pretty much expected it to be. I didn't expect this match to be this great blow-away match. I thought it would be a very, very fun tag team encounter, and that's what it was. The pace throughout the whole match was excellent. It was intriguing from start to finish. They really, really spread out their near falls. Some of the double team moves in this match were perfectly timed. It was just a very, very fun tag team match overall. Third best match on the show. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Michael Elgin versus Roderick Strong. This was a very good match. I don't know though. There was something missing. I don't want to be negative on the match. I mean, I gave it the same rating as I've been very positive of all the matches on the show, and I gave this match the same rating or a better rating than most of the matches I've already talked about. But I noticed there was something missing. I don't know what it was. There was something that really distanced this match from becoming a really, really good to great match. It was still a pretty good match in my opinion. Not as good as the Wolves match, not as good as the BJ Whitmer match in my opinion. It was just missing that something that connected with the crowd, that connected with me personally as a viewer. There was just something missing where I can fully grasp on. I recognize it was two very athletic guys exchanging a lot of really intriguing near falls, but there was just something missing that I'm not really sure what it was, but it was something that prevented me from really saying this was a really fun, great match. And I don't know what it was. Like, mechanically, like, if you put, Brian Alvarez has used this analogy before, and I really agree with it. Like, if you put this match and the previous two matches all on mute, this match probably would have been just as good, if not better, than the previous two. But when you actually have to watch them interact and watch the flow of the match with the sounds of the crowd and everything, it just feels like something's missing. It's still a very, very good. I mean, it's still a pretty good match mechanically, work weight rise. It's very entertaining, but there's something missing to truly get that connection with this match that I got with the previous two matches. I can't really describe it. I'm sorry. Matt Taven versus Adam Cole. See, mechanically, I thought Roderick Strong and Michael Elgin, probably, like, if you count X amount of near falls and X amount of psychology, I think that match was mechanically superior, but I enjoyed this match more. I would say this match was the better match, Adam Cole and Matt Taven. It just had, Adam Cole has something when you watch his matches that instantly, like, you know, you connect on with the crowd. He connects with the crowd and you connect with him, and you really buy into his comebacks and his near falls. And maybe that's why, because Roderick Strong, that's always been his biggest problem, that, like, you know, he doesn't seem to resonate as well with the crowd as he should. But with Adam Cole, like, you know, I definitely latched on, I definitely resonated. I was more into this match. And even though mechanically the Roderick Strong match might have been a little better, I preferred this match. This match was the better match in my opinion. I was more entertained by it. I was more latched on to it. And again, it's subtle things. It's really, I probably can't describe how to do it because I'm not a wrestler, but it's a very subtle interaction that a wrestler does with the crowd that really just makes you connect. And Adam Cole has that. And that's why these two guys had a very fun match. The Briscoes versus Red Dragon, I thought was the match of the night. I thought this match was excellent. Everyone knows I'm a big Kyle O'Reilly fan, but I was so into this match. Some of the spots, they did some spots in this match that I legitimately have never seen before. And I've always said, if you do spots that I've never seen before, you automatically get bonus points. And their pacing was just phenomenal. The match was so entertaining. Some of the brutal near falls they did towards the end were just insane. I was marking out like a little bitch when I was watching this match live. I popped for the finish. I was very happy to see O'Reilly and Fish go over. They deserve it. O'Reilly has been through a lot with Ring of Honor in the past year. He deserves finally to get a break, to be shown that we recognize and appreciate your talent. And it was a great, great match because of the match of the night, in my opinion. Ring of Honor's match of the year so far. And then Kevin Steen, Jay Lethal, a great main event. A lot of great near falls. I never really bought that Jay Lethal could win. I don't know. I didn't see it. None of the near falls, even the near fall where he like super kicked him a million times and hit him with the elbow, I thought was a little too overboard. I don't know. If he had just shortened the amount of moves he did in that one sequence, maybe I would have bought that near fall. But he kind of did so many that I was just like, okay, he's obviously kicking out of this. And Also, that spot where Kevin Steen tells Jimmy Jacobs to get off the ropes and Jay Lethal goes at him with a schoolboy. Had he hit like the lethal injection or something like that, maybe I would have bought that as a near fall. But because it was a schoolboy, I was like, nah, the match is not going to end here. So I never really thought Lethal was going to win, but they still created a lot of unique situations where it looked like Steen could possibly be in danger. Even though I personally never bought into the danger, I still can recognize that the situations were there. And the match was very entertaining because of it. Tremendous near falls. The finish was excellent. Love the finish of this match. So entertaining. Jay Lethal's been on a roll lately. Everyone knows he's in my Fave 5 with Bryan Danielson, Mike Quackenbush, Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, and Jay Lethal. So I'm just always super entertained by everything Jay Lethal does. So every time he hits a move, I'm just really into the match. And he really got me into this match. He and Steen, I thought, put on a great match. I was thoroughly into it. Awesome pay-per-view. 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, the best Ring of Honor show in 2+ years. Buy this pay-per-view. They deserve your money. They did a great job with it. Now, the TV. This is what I want to say about the TV. I have all the star ratings there for all the matches. I'm not going to go through it episode by episode, but let me say this. The storyline progression for the mid-card stuff is gotten better, slightly. Like, the build to whatchamacallit. What's this fucking match? The build to, SCUM and Coleman and Alexander and Charlie Haas, BJ Whitmer. It was very subtle. It's those minor mid-card details that you don't notice until they put a recap package encompassing all the things that have built up to this feud. With those two matches, I thought it was very well done. But my problem was, even though the mid-card stuff, the build is pretty good. They do a good job of keeping it up to date week to week. My problem is the main events. I mean, Jay Lethal Steen had a good storyline, but not a great storyline in my opinion. I thought they could have done a little more to get me more intrigued by it. I know they were kind of hinting the Steen face turn, but it was a little too confusing, and I think it was a little too early to bring on the face turn. I think that's partially why I never thought Lethal was going to win, because Steen is practically turning face. I think he would lose the belt and then officially turn face. If he was still his heelish character, maybe I thought Lethal would have had a better chance, but I just didn't buy. The storyline was good, but it could have been a lot better in my opinion. And this is my main gripe with the new Delirious television. And trust me, I more than anyone am pro Delirious and anti Cornette, but the main events are not as good. They are not. Now Cornette taught the guys how to wrestle for TV, and that's why the quality of the pay-per-views and the house shows wasn't as good. But the TV, I mean, like, you know, with Cornette, when Cornette was booking every episode, we had a good TV main event. Almost every main event was 3 stars plus. Like, Cornette gave him a good amount of time. It was really entertaining. Sometimes he gave him too much time, but nonetheless, we got a good main event each week. With this Ring of Honor, we just don't have it. Like, there were only 2 good matches on all the TV. Silas Young versus Matt Taven, which was a fun semifinals match, and the Wolves versus ACH and Tadarius Thomas. But all the main events, I feel, are either too short or they just don't come across well on television. Live, they're probably good matches, but on television, they just don't resonate that well with me. And they're also getting shortchanged for time, which isn't a bad thing. Jay Lethal versus Jimmy Jacobs is a good example. That match was only 5 minutes long, but that match was so much fun in those 5 minutes. But there's other times, like, you know, the Briscoes versus Coleman and Alexander, where in that match, in my opinion, had a really bad finish. Adam Cole, BJ Whitmer, the tag gauntlet, like the Briscoes versus Wrestling's Greatest Tag Team. These are all examples of matches that just don't come across as well on TV. And maybe I'm the only one. I'm probably the only one who's favoring one Cornette component of Ring of Honor over the current Ring of Honor. But I just think that a promotion that's as wrestling heavy as Ring of Honor is, we should start getting better matches on TV. Because in TNA and WWE, we can see 3-star matches on TV. And for Ring of Honor, we should be able to see that with the talent that they have. But we just don't. I don't know if it's the way the matches are booked, but there's something about all their TV main events that are just don't fully come across as a good match to me. Like I said, the Wolves versus ACH and Tadarius Thomas was a fucking fun as shit match, and that match was really great. Check that out when you get a chance. It's one of the best TV matches you'll see all year. But like I said, the rest of the stuff, like Adam Cole and Matt Hardy was an okay match. It was slightly better than their final battle match in my opinion, but the finish was even worse, so that kind of hurt it. But we'll see. It's a very small gripe. The television is still a lot of fun. I still enjoy and look forward to watching Ring of Honor TV every week. I just think the main events need a better job of developing the storylines. For example, Briscoes and Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, the semi-main event. There was like no build to this whatsoever. They won the tag gauntlet, and then we just never ever saw any interaction between them ever again. That needs to be changed. So the main events need to have stronger storyline progression, and we need better matches on TV. Those are about the only two complaints I'll give. But I don't want to complain too much because I did enjoy watching all the TV. It was entertaining, and like I said, the pay-per-view was really great. So please support Ring of Honor. Give them your money. I will be going. Actually, have it. I got it in the mail today. I will be going to Supercard of Honor. I'm really looking forward to that for WrestleMania weekend. If you're there at the show, see me and come say hi. So please support Ring of Honor. They're doing a good job right now. I just wanted to notice some slight criticisms I had with the current product, but they're very minor, and I still enjoy the product tremendously overall, and a lot more than I did last year. I'll try to get out top 100 matches of the year. I'm working on it. I have a lot of Puro matches I'm going through. I finished New Japan. I have seen all the main New Japan matches from last year. Right now I'm going through Noah. My list of Noah, All Japan, and Big Japan matches are much shorter than my New Japan list, which was like huge because there was a lot of great matches in New Japan last year. But I'm working through it. Just give me some time. I want to have it. That's my #1 priority right now. That's the main thing I'm focusing on. I'll try to get this out as soon as I can. I don't want it to be in June like last year. But I'm stopping everything. I'm stopping all sides of the wrestling world to get ahead on this. So that's it for now. I'm Big Earthy 10. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Goodbye.